Hello, Olga.
Hi, Eugenia.
I'm good. So today I wanted to just to ask you a few questions about your experience. You and I have been working together for about 6 months. So tell me, what were your challenges before you started this work?
Right. So, yeah, that's been quite a journey for me, definitely, for the past 6 months. The biggest challenge, I guess, I had before I started your program is that um, I was following a very strict nutrition diet to reach my goals, to lose the body fat and getting that to that body weight and shape I wanted. However, I completely dismissed the component of mental component and how it affects me long term. So I developed quite um, an eating disorder, which I was not aware of. So I was literally stuck um, in the like kind of in a state not knowing what else I need to do because I was doing everything I needed to do to achieve that goal in terms of like physical and how many calories I need to consume, when do I need, and the macros, and following it like religiously at some point. But I completely dismissed that mental component. I did not realize how it's going to affect me in the end. So I managed to achieve everything I wanted in terms of body weight, body shape, and losing that excess body fat. But I ended up in that cycle of um, um, binge eating because my body was literally starving.
Yeah. What is it that you tried to get out of this binge eating cycle?
To be honest, I was lost, quite lost, and it was frustrating because I was not understanding what was going on.
Mm.
Uh, because I was wrapped up in that stigma of eating healthy, consuming, controlling the calories intake, definitely, and then having exercise because that was about calories in, calories out.
Sure, sure, yeah.
And that's pretty much it. And I just didn't, I felt lost about where to go to, how to end up this severe cycle.
Okay, it really makes sense what you're saying. We do what we know, right? And there is this goal, and this is obviously what we learn. When you want to lose weight, you exercise more, eat less, and you're sweet. You're good to go, right? You achieve your goals. And then obviously, there was actually a consequence of it. Okay. And yes, or some people know about binge eating, a lot of people don't. So we don't, like, I remember when I struggled with it, I didn't even know the word for it. I didn't even know there was a concept that was called binge eating.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything I knew about is just like being anorexic or bulimic,
Mm.
which quite did not like really apply to me because some of the time I could feel perfect, like perfectly fine following my diet, and then a certain something triggers me, and then I'm just falling off and could not see well how can I get out of it. So, but it didn't actually fit in my understanding and knowledge what I knew before,
Mm.
and yeah, just lost.
Yeah, okay. And then you decided, okay, I really don't know what to do. I kind of feel a bit out of control here. And then obviously you approached us. What was the reason why you, I guess, approached yeah, me or us?
Yeah, so I ended up in that state that like clearly something I do not know. I do not have the right tools how to tackle that. I just something is missing in like a bit of a research, and I felt like something is missing. So I started like literally concentrating on that mental aspect and uh, gaining this tool, the resource to manage it, the handle, because it was just not only about the food.
Yeah.
And yeah, done some research, found some books and podcasts, There were apparently a lot of programs available already. Some of them were overseas, and of course, with the time difference, it didn't work quite. And I realized that these programs and these approach requires really one-on-one and personalized attention, because everything I was reading was falling for what I was looking for, but I needed that, yeah, like I needed someone like really connect with me and um, find that approach to my issue, what I was struggling
Yeah.
specifically, which is not unique, I understand, but I think that was my case of finally started working on that problem.
Sure. So not only doing like an online program, but actually working, like having that one-on-one work and support as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because kind of like, you know, everyone's feeling that special. Like my case is that specific, like that special. It can't be that easy. Otherwise, I would already do that. I've done that. Um, but yeah, you need that time a little bit, I guess, to go through this.
Yeah, I mean, I do think I know what you're getting to, but I do think there are very unique components to everyone's conversation. So let's say the conversations that you and I had, there were quite few components that are different to, let's say, when I speak to other people, right? So there was different past, there are different triggers, there was different, let's say, upbringing or kind of your personal journey. Some of it was also unique and different, and I do think you're right. It that component, to me personally, that's really important.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I agree with. Yeah, because
Mm.
of kind of like if you break down the issues I was like facing it, you've been across of these, right? You're aware, but the combination altogether for me was the challenge. I could not like put my head around. But
Yeah.
with, I guess, with your experience and knowledge, you made it clear for me how to work it out.
Okay. So then you decided obviously to working with us, and when did you start noticing changes, and what changes were those?
Oh, yes. It's also probably depends on my temperament, right? And the personality. I was one of the like, okay, let's get straight to business. Let's find the solution. Okay. And I was, to be honest, not allowing that time for a journey.
Mhm.
So I see that now, because I wanted a quick fix. I wanted to get that answer. I wanted to get that immediate solution, which was not the case. And I like through the program and on our one-on-one sessions with you, allow this to happen, allow the process to carry, and the journey and experience to learn something unique for me to find the solution. So with my a bit of a stubbornness, I guess, like first 2 months, I was like, yeah, theory, going through everything, going through the program, attending the calls and stuff. And I've got my own image, how it was supposed to be. And with this, a bit of a, um, I was not giving that space. And with time, exactly, it started appearing within 3 months, I think, after 3 months. Yeah, I started noticing the differences.
Mhm.
The urges were no longer there, at least not that strong. And yeah, I started feeling, okay, that's what's going on. The recovery is happening now.
Okay, yeah. So what were the changes that you noticed? You mentioned the urges were less. What else did you notice?
Yeah, the biggest challenge for me, urges were absolutely uncontrollable. As soon as something was triggering me at work, I have a quite fast-paced. I'm working in a quite fast-paced environment, always go, go, go mode, not allowing this space of checking in with yourself, pausing and finding like what's right for me at that moment. Um, what else? Apart from actually, that losing that body weight, physical weight, a lot's been processed, and that mental weight was like not completely gone, but at least like it became more obvious to me. Like, oh, that was the issue. I became more aware of my triggers,
Mhm.
And I learned, I've got those tools, I've got those, I started understanding how to deal with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And obviously then we transitioned. And so what would you say, kind of where are things for you right now? How do you feel, I guess, when it comes to binge eating in general?
Yeah, I guess my biggest problem was that I was not quite patient to myself and compassion and understanding. So I've seen the goal, and I no matter what I need to go through that, like get that. And sometimes it works, like in some other aspects of life, but special, like not exactly. This approach did not work here, and that's where I ended up in a vicious cycle. And now, yeah, I definitely have more patience, more compassion, and more understanding
Mhm.
on what triggers me, how to deal with certain difficult situation, and also season wise, like life goes, my personal life goes through like different seasons, and that can't be all the time the way I want it to be. And sometimes, yep, we can give a bit of a time for ourselves to look after ourselves mentally, physically, and be more kind. But yeah, sometimes there is a time for hard work, but yeah, I shouldn't be feeling any guilty or anything bad about if I'm not achieving those goals I set up for me.
Mhm. So where are you now with binge eating?
Yes, so these urges are gone, and I do not have those binge eating episodes, uncontrollable, or
Mm.
the ones after I have to um, do like excessive exercise or like purging or feeling even guilty and bad. There are some times, of course, I can allow a bit of a food for pleasure, but no longer as it's been. I feel more in control, and there is no food stigma.
Mhm.
So these choices towards like health food and what benefits me long term, these are easy to make.
Good.
And I gave up on pretty much on like completely sugar-free or low fat products. Yeah, because I definitely feel the difference of being satisfied and full with
Yeah.
whole meal food. Yeah.
It does make a difference, right? And hey, it tastes quite good as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, that's so it sounds like really we started with I am feeling out of control, so I'm struggling with this binge eating cycle. I don't quite understand what's really going on, and why is it actually? Why do I have that? What's causing that? To now not have any binge eating urges, right? And also fullest understanding potentially if let's say one day something happens, you've got the tools, you know exactly what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fear of junk food itself gone
Mhm.
now, and socializing, because even there were times I were abandoning any social events because I felt absolutely out of control of what I can consume and overconsume. So that's gone.
Beautiful, that's how we want
Mm.
it. Awesome. Well, thank you for obviously being part of this program and this work. So thank you for allowing me to guide you through this as well. And I'm really happy, that we're really on the other side and you have finished the program basically and now can go off and really live your life.
Yes, absolutely. Very grateful, appreciative for all the work and all the knowledge shared with me, helping to go through this path and having that patient, like, hold a second, um, have a pause that, check in. And as you were saying, throughout the whole journey, it was not about food. So I gained much more than just knowledge. And also the binge eating is one of the biggest, like one of the biggest challenges I guess people are having with addictions, and because you can't stop eating, so you have to develop the right skill and way how to deal with that. So
Mm,
very grateful and thankful.
thank you.